Hey, I appreciate y'all, man, for tuning back in with me. This is another one, man. So, for y'all who don't know, and for the people who live in Flint around this time, back in 2010, man, we faced something like nothing before. We had what you call it,
Serial stabber.
a serious stabber on the loose, man. Today, I got the pleasure of speaking with one of the guests, the surviving guest of that situation, man, and we finna hear what he got to say, man, his story and how he felt about it. So, Bill, I appreciate you, man, for giving me this interview.
Yeah.
I know you could have been doing anything else in the world, man.
That's all right, though, man.
I appreciate you for coming by, man. So, I got to know, me personally, right, around that time that we heard about the serial stabber. I was a little younger, but the whole city was scared.
Yeah.
Like, the whole city was scared. Like, so for you to actually been one of the victims of this situation, I got to know. Because me as a kid, I was scared at home.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
for you to be out there when it happened,
Yeah.
I got to know how you felt
mean,
about that. So can you just run me down, like, what was going on? Like, what your day, like,
Okay.
leading up to this?
Okay. Well, that day I just came back from Grand Rapids. Matter of fact.
Okay.
That day, that morning, I got up. I said, I'm finna get on this bus. I was getting ready to get on the crosstown bus. So I'm down there at Pearson and Fleming, right there between the apartments. What's that? Amy Jo apartments right there, Sue said apartments right there.
Yeah.
So, typical morning, I ain't thinking nothing, so like I said, I've been out of Flint. I've been going to Flint like by about 6 months.
Yeah.
And I just, I would get on the bus.
So hold on, that was your first day back?
Yeah, my first day back.
That was your first day back
First back in Flint.
First day
First back. The first day back. I came back the day, the second day it happened.
The second day back in Flint.
I came with my baby. I was with my baby mama house. So I said I'm gonna leave. And after I left there, I was gonna get on the crosstown bus to go up to Myers. And so I didn't know nothing about no guy running around stabbing nobody. Nobody hadn't even mentioned, said nothing about it like that. So I get ready to get on the bus. So it's about 8 o'clock
in the morning.
About 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'm standing there waiting on the bus. Then I see this guy, in this truck, I see him ride past. There wasn't no cars really on Pearson Road. I see a guy ride past. Think nothing, so right. I started strolling. I came on. By the time I got up there to the parking lot where the entrance at, he was sitting there. So I ain't thinking nothing. So he got out the car. He was like, "Sir, could you help me with my hood?"
Hold on.
Yeah.
So my bad. So he rode by you.
Yeah, he went past me
while you was walking.
While I was walking.
So you was walking. He rode past you.
By the time I got he didn't came around and then went in the park. By the time I made it up there to the entrance part where the apartment's at, he was already there. He was there sitting there, right there on the where you coming in at. But he was parked, kind of sitting back, So when I got up there, he was already there. Right. So he was like, but I ain't thinking it's the same guy.
So you ain't even registered in
your
brain
they ain't even registered
of what's going on.
No. I ain't, this is the last thing on my mind,
Right.
I'm like, well, maybe, and then the guy, he's like, he just helped me. Usually, I don't usually just go up to no stranger,
Right.
But that morning, I was like, okay, I'm feeling pretty good. Let me go on.
So what made you go up to the car?
Because he asked me to help him with his hood,
So hold up, he was standing outside his hood?
He was standing outside his car. He was standing outside of the truck. You know what I'm saying? So when I got right there to the beginning of the driveway, he was like, "Excuse me, sir, could you help me with my hood? It's stuck." I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "Come on, right quick," So I ain't thinking nothing, So by the time, I went over there, to help him with the hood. So I'm like, "Well, go in there and pull the latch." So by the time I'm standing there holding the hood, and I'm standing there pulling the hood, like so. By the time when I turned my head, I was like, well, it ain't coming up. I said, you probably can go to auto. So when I turned around, he was up on me by then. And he had got me by then, but I didn't even know what had happened, I didn't even know his dude had stabbed me. I didn't even know it.
You didn't know?
No, I didn't know it until I seen the blood just...
So hold on. My bad. Hold up. So you You randomly walking down the street on your way where you finna go.
Yeah.
This guy passed you by.
Mm-hmm.
He up there parked. He comes out the car and he play like he broke down.
Yeah, like he broke down.
So he play like his truck broke
Yeah,
down.
he played like,
and he asked you to open the hood.
Helping him with his hood. I didn't think nothing. I didn't think nothing of it.
So you just trying to help him?
I'm just
really?
trying to help somebody. This is the last thing I'm thinking somebody trying to kill me. To help him. I mean, I that's something blew my mind. To this day, I still think about that. Like, and I don't go up and help nobody no more.
For sure.
I mean,
not
being funny or nothing, no, but
Yeah. So, okay. At what point do you remember that he actually stabbed you?
When I seen all the blood, it was when I seen the blood running down. I mean, because it happened so fast, when he hit me, like boom, boom, he hit me twice, and I'm looking. When I look, and then I look, and I see the blood, because it was so fast. The reaction.
Right.
I didn't even know what happened, but because I didn't really feel it, But I seen the blood running down, it was coming gushing down, and I'm like, oh man! I grabbed my stomach, and I'm looking at the dude like, what the hell? What you do that for? I mean, I don't even know you. I mean, all kind of crazy stuff was playing in my head, like, who is this dude? I mean, what made him do that? So by that time, I'm trying to get, I'm getting away from him. What I'm saying? He could have finished me though. I mean, he had an opportunity. He had me.
So you feel like if he wanted to, he could have kept.
Yeah, he could have gone on and killed me. I mean, because blood was coming out so fast, and then by the time it was cut open, I could feel my guts coming out in my hand.
You can feel your.
My guts was in my hand. Yeah, you could feel the guts in my hand, bro. It was in my hand, straight up. And I was like, oh God, I'm finna die. So, by the grace, thank God, though, I had my cell phone, and I was getting away from him. He just looking at me. I'm looking at him as I'm coming across the parking lot, and I'm like, oh, God, I'm finna die. And I called 911, and by that time, I had lost so much blood, I was losing conscious. So I just laid on the ground. I was going in and out. I dialed 911, and I'm talking to them. They steady asking me crazy because I was out by the time they got to me. I was out. I was lucky. I was very lucky. I mean, I was praying like, God, don't let me down.
Dang.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I never think would ever happen. You know what I'm saying? All my life, I mean, I've been through some rough little times in my life before, fights and stuff, growing up and stuff. But I never would have thought that actually I would get, somebody would just do that to somebody trying to help them. I mean, that was something new to me. I mean, and then that was something new to Flint.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, man?
So while your guts is in your hand,
Mm-hmm.
and you trying to get away from him,
I'm trying to get away.
what is he doing?
He's standing there. He's just standing there looking at me, and I'm praying to God, please don't come, that he don't come for me no more,
So he's just standing there with the knife in his hand?
Yeah, just standing there. I'm like
a movie.
Yeah, like you would think, you would think it was some damn crazy psycho movie or something. You would think that though. I was like, this is not happening. I couldn't believe this was happening to me.
At 8 o'clock in the morning.
8 o'clock in the morning. I just never would have seen that coming. I didn't see it coming because I never thought nobody would do that.
Right.
Just some help. Somebody trying to help you. I mean, we ain't never had that in Flint.
No, that was a shocker for sure.
But then I had found. But then once so when the police got there, they were sitting there like, well, who you been? Because I was going in and out. And who you been into altercation with? I'm telling them on the phone that it's a guy just stabbed me, and I told him about the truck, everything. I told him everything, and I'm steady telling them the truck. They stand on me. They wouldn't even let the paramedics, touch me. You know what I'm saying? Because they was trying to find out who it was. The man had just pulled off. Really? By the time they got there, he had just pulled off. He had pulled off going down Pearson Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It was something different. I just couldn't believe it was happening to me. You know, you would think that out of all in your life, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, you don't think people will be that damn cruel. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know we had some stuff going on in Flint,
But
though,
not, we ain't had no.
nothing like
That
this,
was one
though.
of the. I think they said he had like 20 victims or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Like 20 victims. I
yeah.
think like 4 of them died. I think, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
we had, you know, we went to court and everything. You know, we had to go
Yeah.
to court. We went 3 times.
So you saw him again?
Yeah, I saw him again. Yes, I had to go in the courtroom. Look,
Hold on. Let me take you back. Let me take you
Yeah.
back real quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
So around that time, right? Well, no. You say what you say first. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So after, you know, the hospital and everything, you know, they rushed me in surgery.
So what was that process like going to the hospital?
They had pronounced me dead.
They pronounced you
They
dead?
pronounced me dead. Yep. They went in the surgery. I was. Like, by the time all I know is that, so how they found out. My family, they had called my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And they through my phone.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they called her. That was out there. Didn't nobody know what had happened to me. You know what I'm saying? So by the time they got me to the hospital after they had surgery, you know, they had pronounced me dead. So by that time, they did everything. I'm in the hospital. They got me wired up here. I mean, they had me so hooked up. My stomach was open like this. I mean, wide open. I could see my insides. You know what I'm saying? They had to go in there and sew my inside. It hit a vein. It hit my arteries and stuff. I mean, he told me up. Matter of fact, I still have problems with my stomach to this day. Yeah. So, you know, but like I said, he basically after that, when I stayed in the hospital, I had 3 surgeries. It would never heal right. Nope, it wouldn't heal right. It kept on, because they couldn't sew it up, so they had to let it heal. They had to pack it, you know, and stuff. And so and every time they pack it closed, it'd bust back open, and it got infected. So they had to end up cutting part of my stomach out of me. Yeah, man. So this been like a ongoing thing with me.
So how long? So would you say? Well, we about 12, 13 years past that right now. So you feel like it still haven't healed?
It happened. I still have problems with my stomach.
13 years
13 years later. Yep. The doctor told me I'm gonna always have problems with my stomach. You know what I'm saying? They end up cutting part of my stomach out though.
Yeah.
So, you know, I still had this certain stuff that I can eat. You know, it's certain stuff bother me. Like if I eat certain spicy stuff or whatever, it bothers me. You know what I'm saying? And some days, like I get pain. It pains. It hurts sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I had to go to the doctor on the regular. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they got me on medication. All that, man. Yeah.
Wow. So, okay, fast forward, right? You go through I can't say the healing process because you're still healing right now.
Yeah.
So far as, okay, after the court dates with him, how'd that go?
It was a little.
How you felt?
I felt. I wanted revenge. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was sitting there like.
So hold on. How far?
But I got that. It was. Let me see.
How far was y'all apart though in the courtroom? Is what I'm trying to
I
say.
say
like,
from. Let me see. Okay, I'm on the stand, so he couldn't have been no more than probably what.
Yeah.
3-4 feet away from me.
So he looked at
They
you?
had it. Yeah, he's standing there smirking at me like, you know, looking at me like. I was like, dude. And he goes, so he gonna sit there. So I'm talking. I had to see. It was more than one judge. It was Judge Beagle, Judge. It was another couple more judges. And so I was like, I just want to know why you stabbed me. You know, I'm trying to help you. Understand? So the judge telling me I couldn't talk to him. I couldn't say nothing to him and all that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sitting there just looking at the dude. They got him shot when we had to go in there one at a time. The little it was another guy there. It was another young guy too. That was on Pearson Road too. Yeah. And it was a lot of them were scared to go in there. You know what I'm saying? And one of the mothers was asking me what I talked to him. You know, I'm like, yeah. I mean, look, this man tried to kill us. You know, we got to go in there so this dude don't get away. Right. So I went and talked to one of the guys, and so I went first. You know, so they had guards all the way down and had him shackled a little bit. But so I'm sitting there talking, and So his attorney was sitting there saying, well, what was you doing out of 8 o'clock? What that got to do with me, what I'm doing out of 8 o'clock? You know what I'm
This
saying?
man just stabbed me.
This man just gotta kill me. And I say, what doesn't matter what I was doing out at 8 o'clock. I was going about my business, you know. I said, I was just trying to help the guy. So, you know, like I said, they try to make it like that I was doing,
Like
like
you
I
was
didn't
just-
did
yeah.
something to this man, you know. I mean, but how I felt about it though, to this day still, it just made me leery of people. I'm very leery of people, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't have some like friends like pull up, they see me, and I stand there and just look like, you know, especially if I don't know your car, I don't know who you is, and I'm like, you know. But I doubt if if somebody asked me, a stranger help me, ask them to help them, I don't think so. I mean, I'm not scared or nothing, but I just don't feel I'm gonna take that chance again.
No,
Ever in my
no.
life.
You
know what I'm
should
saying?
not take
You know
that
what I'm
chance
saying?
again
You
in your
know,
life.
I mean,
No.
it's just something that I never would thought I experienced. I never thought that in my life. You know.
That's wow.
You know, but you know.
That's wow. So, I know you went through like a string of emotions with it. I'm sure you was angry
Yeah.
to.
I had to go to psych doctors and all that. I mean, still
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. So, take it back to what I was going to say. I remember when I was about 18, right? I ended up going to jail, and I was locked up with him.
Okay.
I was locked up with him. So prior to me going to jail, I was actually out when it happened,
Okay.
and then he was already in jail. I ended up going to jail like right after he ended up going to jail after he got
Okay.
caught for that or whatever. So I remember in the jail, they used to shut the whole floor down
Yeah.
to bring him out. Like he used to go get his meds.
Yeah.
They used to shut it was either him being out
Or either
Yeah.
y'all be out.
or us be out. Like it wasn't both at the same time. He
Okay.
couldn't never be out. And I remember, I used to work as a trustee. We used to have to make his food and take it up to him.
Okay.
They used to check his food like 2-3 different times before we get up there. They just think people gonna drug him or try to kill him or whatnot. And specifically, I remember a couple times I had to give him his food. Like we used to play rock paper scissors.
Yeah.
In the cafeteria
Right,
to
right.
see who was gonna give him his food.
Right.
Because nobody wanted to go down there. Like he was
Right.
at the end. Like
No kidding.
Yeah, the end of the hall basically by himself.
Okay.
And I remember his shoes. This stuck with me for a long time to this day actually. When I tell you this was the biggest shoe I ever had in my hand, probably like to this day. Like I remember having to give him his shoes, like through the
Wow. Still got some feet, huh?
crazy. That was
He's a
crazy.
big fella, man.
Yeah, he was a big dude. Like
Cause I knew cause when I was telling the police, because they brought me some photos at the hospital and no, this is like that. I said, no, that ain't him. I said, that ain't him. So it was like, well, who is? So I thought he was a white guy. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know it was there. So when I seen this picture again, they showed me another picture. They came out to the house when I got out of the hospital, and I said, yeah, that's him. I said, that is exactly him. And he's like, well, what do you remember? I said, well, he was white guy. He had one of them army hats on, like like the ones like the pullover. Yeah, he had that on, at the time, and he had a little fatigue jacket on and everything, blue jeans. I can remember that. You know what I'm saying? But I said I remember his face because he had his little beard going, everything. So I said, yeah. I said I remember talking to him because I'm doing like this, Then, because I remember he was tall, you know what I'm saying? Taller than the average guy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm talking to him, when I'm when he asked me to help me, I talk to you, because he was all, being nice and everything about it, need some help. So I ain't, didn't think nothing. I just said, well, somebody needs some help, but.
That's wild, man.
Yeah,
So,
it's just something but like I said, I had to forgive him.
yeah.
I had to forgive him in order for to get through, and that was hard. That was so hard. Man. I mean, I couldn't sleep, man. I couldn't sleep. Well, I was having nightmares, and I was going through some things. I actually, my old lady, she was like, I ain't sleeping with you. She said, you, and I was like talking in my sleep and waking up in my sleep, sweating and stuff, man. It took a minute. It took me a minute to come back, to really, especially being people around me. You know what I'm saying? And I still literally, like when I be like, if I'm out somewhere in the crowd or something, I kind of bag myself, you know what I'm saying?
sure.
Bag myself up, I mean,
Man.
it's crazy. I mean, I wouldn't want nobody to ever experience that.
No.
Nobody ever go through that. And then how it goes out to the to the other people that their family went through it too, and some that didn't make it.
Yeah, that's wild, man. So today, sitting here, I don't need. That's the craziest thing you ever been through.
Yeah, ever. I ain't ever been into no other physical kind, nothing. Ain't been shot.
Second day back in Flint.
Second day back in Flint.
Second day back in Flint.
Well, my old lady I was living in Grand Rapids, and then I came down to see my son, and cause I was gonna go back. I was supposed to be going back though. After that, I ended up staying. I went back. She went down there, got my stings, and went back. And cause me and my baby mama, we had our little spat. Right. So I came back, and but I thank God. I've been doing. Thank God for a cell phone. Woo wee! I mean, cause I was out of there. I'm glad I was thinking though when that phone, and I dialed 911 and just laid it on the ground.
For real.
And I'm talking to I guess 911 to them through the phone, but I kept going in and out, and they was like, "Where you at?" I'm study trying to tell them where I'm at, but I'm blanking in and out. But that so happened, I guess, an ambulance was close by or something, So, I mean, like I said, that was God.
That was God. That was God.
Keep
You
me
still here.
To keep me still here.
That was that got to be that's got to be one of the craziest situations in Flint, I think.
Yeah.
Like this was before the school shootings.
And all that.
Yeah, this was one of the craziest things in the world.
It is.
At that time, for sure.
Because we never had nobody. I mean, we still hear people coming up, missing and like I remember one time where a guy I think he was running around killing hookers, and I remember that back in the day, But not nobody just running around, just picking random people. That ain't them.
So
out of all my 56 years here,
no,
I never seen that. But I did get a chance to see my son graduate and everything. That was the cool. I was like, God, let me just get through that. I was praying.
At this point, you gotta just thank God for what's.
I thank God for just the little things. I mean,
because it could have been over. I just see the picture you painted right when you just said you was trying to get away, holding your guts, cell phone. You look up, you see this guy still looking at you, knife in his hand. Mm-hmm. That's a movie.
Yeah.
That's a movie. That's what we see in movies. Mm-hmm. And that was your real life.
My real life. That really happened to me, and that's that. And I can. That's why I can. Like I said, I had to forgive him, but I can play that scene so back to like it was just yesterday. I mean, seriously, that's why a lot of time I be watching people's hands, and I be watching people's hands. Like when I see it, I'm like, what you doing over there? I mean, seriously, it's just something that my instincts I picked up, after I just seen, I see that, because you don't know what people are gonna freak out, when
exactly. You don't know what people got going on.
You don't, A lot of people had a lot of issues, but.
I appreciate you, man, for coming by, man.
No problem, man.
I appreciate it. I was kind of leery to even ask you to do this because I can understand your emotions behind it, how you feel about it, but you did it, man.
But it's good to let let it out and let somebody know, and if this get out to anybody, let y'all know that ain't nothing wrong with helping people, but be careful.
Be careful.
Be careful.
So if you could tell them at home right now, that'd be your advice.
Just be careful. Just be careful who you approach. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that it's not good to help people, but always just be a little leery about who you approach these days out here.
And that was 13 years
That's
ago.
13 years ago. And
It's
things
a lot
are
worse.
a lot worse. than
Oh,
this.
we gonna end it. We gonna end it right there, man. I appreciate y'all for coming in, stepping in, watching this, man. Like I said, that was a crazy time in Flint, man. If you don't know, look it up. The Slasher. He was all type of different names at that time, man. Survivor. He survived it. He here with us to tell the story, man.
Thank y'all for having me.
I appreciate y'all. I'll
right.
catch y'all next time.
Take care. All right.